Hello, everyone. This is Margaret Manning with 60 and Me. This is the place where women over 60 come to be inspired. And today I'm talking with Ben Gran. Ben is a freelance writer. For the last 3 years, he has been working full-time on freelance writing with clients all around the world. So welcome, Ben.
Hello, Margaret. Thank you for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you here. I've got some questions for you because a lot of the women in the 60 and Me community are in work transitions. They're maybe holding a full-time job, but thinking about retirement and thinking about writing as a possible career. So I'd like to talk with you about how you can prepare yourself for a writing career while you still have a full-time job. And what are some of the things that you should be thinking about?
I have some personal experience in this area because I started doing freelance writing work while I still had a full-time job. It's been almost 5 years since I started doing freelance work on the side, back when I still had my full-time corporate job. And like you mentioned, I've been full-time as a freelancer for the past 3 years. But I've found writing to be, the best job in the world.
Yeah.
Because it's flexible, it's fun. There's a great amount of variety to it. You can kind of find ways to pique your curiosity about a lot of different topics, and just the nature of the work. You can work in your pajamas. You can work from home. You can work from a coffee shop. You have a tremendous amount of flexibility into how you fit the work into your life instead of the other way around.
Yep.
And so if someone's interested in freelancing on the side, in addition to having their full-time gig, writing is a great way to do it because you don't have a lot of those limitations that you might have if you have like a part-time job that you have to drive to and work retail or stand on your feet for hours or whatever it may be. So it's a great thing. It's a great thing to do.
Yeah. So it's a great job. It's a great thing to do part-time while you're still working. But what are some of the practical things that women have to think about as they are, becoming a professional writer? I mean, are there any books they should read, or are there any websites that might help, or, just skills that they have to develop? What are the traits of a great writer?
I would say I'm very fortunate because I had some very solid professional writing experience. I'd been writing for a living in various capacities ever since I got out of college. And so I had, a good 8 or 9 years of corporate public relations, technical writing, marketing, copywriting type of experience. However, that said, I don't think you have to be a professional, credentialed writer to be able to make money as a writer. I think, and one of the great advantages, hopefully, that a lot of women over 60 might realize that they have, is that if you can draw upon your career experience, like, let's say, for example, let's say someone worked in human resources for 20 or 25 or 30 years. That's a job that usually involves some writing. Or maybe you have some very specific expertise in a certain industry or certain area. You can take that specific expertise and transition it into a job, a part-time side hustle, doing some freelance writing that's geared toward your specific knowledge base. Whether or not you have a degree in English, whether or not you are a professional writer, you can. I feel like it's more important than ever. Writing skills have become more important than ever, and it's more. There are more people who can adapt their skills into doing some kind of web content writing than ever before. Because there are a lot of people out there who need content, who need websites written, who need blog articles or white papers, research. So there are a lot of different niches to fit into, and I think. It is funny because if you just look at the time that people spend on social media, the time that people spend on Facebook, so much of that is geared toward writing. Like, people are writing in their spare time more than ever before, and we just don't call it that. We don't call it writing when you're spending your time on Facebook and writing status updates or commenting on other people's remarks. But I kind of feel, in a way, social media is making people, if they use it right, if they use it for the opportunity to get better at writing, social media can help people get better at writing.
Yeah, that's really helpful. I mean, I think you mentioned a couple of things too. Like, there are different roles within writers. I mean, you can write speeches, you can be a copywriter, which is, which is different than starting from scratch with an article. So, there's probably things, but like you say, based on their prior work experience, that make one or more of those roles, work. If a woman wants to start thinking that when she's leaving her job, she's going to start a writing career, where are some places that she could check out just to see where she would go to look for work? And just give us a bit of on the landscape of freelance writing right now.
Definitely. I started out on a website called Elance, kind of like the word freelance, but Elance. And Elance is a worldwide online marketplace for freelance projects. It's kind of like eBay for freelance work.
Okay, Elance.
I would recommend that people check out Elance.
Okay.
If you are interested strictly in working online, finding clients online, I feel like that's a pretty good place to start. Because there's a broad range of projects posted on Elance. Anyone can sign up for Elance. You don't have to have a degree in writing or some writing related subject area. And basically the way Elance works is it's kind of like online dating.
Okay.
In that you set up a profile,
right?
You upload a photo of yourself or a logo of your company if you have a company, as the case may be, and you tell people about what you do and what kind of skills you have, and you can upload samples of writing that you've done, and then once you have a profile set up, you can go out onto the site and bid on projects, and you can and there are hundreds of jobs updated every day. From people all over the world who are looking to hire people to write things for their businesses, and a lot of times it's articles for websites on any topic under the sun. Sometimes and Elance, like I mentioned, is a global site, and so some of the jobs are they don't pay what someone in the Western English speaking world would need. So not all the jobs on Elance are going to be for you, and that's fine, but you just have to go into it with that expectation. But I've found all of the best clients I've ever had in 5 years of freelancing have come from Elance pretty much. Because you never know who you're going to meet. I've met people from all over the world, companies of all sizes, all kinds of different industries, but very cool people, really talented people, and they pay me well for what I do. So you can find the right clients on Elance.
So that's a really good suggestion. So we'll advise people to check that out first, because I think the beauty of doing this while you're still working is that you can do it just, 1 or 2 hours a day or just on the weekends. You can get your feet a little bit wet without giving up your job. But it sounds to me like, from what you're saying, that there's a lot of opportunity for writing online these days, writing articles, writing blog posts, writing press releases, or even just a communication, statement. So it sounds like that might be a really good thing for people to consider.
It's amazing how many funny little opportunities are out there that you might never expect.
Tell me one funny one.
Yeah, for sure. I have a client that's based in New York City.
Right.
I'm based in Des Moines, Iowa, in the Midwestern United States. So I'm, very far from New York City. But I have a client based in New York City. They are in the plastic recycling trading industry.
Okay.
Which is nothing. I didn't even know that this industry existed until I started working with these guys at this company. But they buy and sell scrap plastic, like big trucks full of scrap plastic that's bought and sold between manufacturers of drinking water bottles and companies that create scrap plastic as part of their business operations. And then this company, my client, works as an intermediary to buy and sell and arbitrage the prices of scrap plastic depending on the fluctuations in the market every day. And they hired me to write their website and write articles, and it was something I knew nothing about. But based, with the guidance I got from the client, talking with them on the phone, doing some research, I was able to become conversant enough in what they do that I could create web content that helps introduce their business to new prospective customers.
Well, see, there you started a whole new line of intelligence. I mean, this is another great side benefit to writing on places like Elance, is you learn all kinds of which is good for your brain. So women over 60 get a double benefit. So they get a bit of money and they enhance their brain power as well. So
it's very true. You never know what you'll learn. And hopefully it'll all be useful.
Well, thank you for that. I think that if you could just summarize maybe in a couple of words, what you think are the 3 characteristics of a good writer. I mean, what are the things that they should be perfecting?
I would say nurture your sense of curiosity. You need to be able to learn a little about a lot.
Okay.
And that can be hard because I think sometimes we learn a lot about a little. And that was one of the reasons I started freelancing in my spare time while I still had a job. I kind of was looking for something interesting outside of my daily work.
So curiosity.
Yeah, curiosity is one. Hustle is one.
I like it.
Hustle. You just gotta, especially as a freelancer, you just have to keep pursuing opportunities. You have to keep introducing yourself to prospective clients, keep bidding on projects. You have to keep a steady pipeline of opportunities coming. And then third, really, I think is just good client service. Respond to emails promptly, be polite, be courteous. This is all pretty basic stuff, but I think if you have a little bit of added level of professionalism to the way you work, it'll come through even via email, even via Skype, even via phone calls with your clients. You don't have to work in person with people to build really strong working relationships. And so I think a lot of women over 60 have all of these advantages. You don't have to feel that you're at a disadvantage because it's those human characteristics, that curiosity and the hustle and just the professionalism, knowing how to treat people and operate well in a business environment that they'll carry you forward.
Okay, so no, that is brilliant. That's great advice. So I hope that you've inspired some women to think seriously about writing as a career, and you clearly have made a huge success of it. So thank you so much for your time, Ben. I really appreciate it.
That's good. Thanks so much, Margaret.
Thank you.